Welcome to Knitography Farm. I'm Patricia, and today I'm coming to you beside the mountain creek. It's the first beautiful day here in Trondersau, where I live in the middle of Norway. The birds are singing, the mountain is flowing, and the snow is melting. We still are in very cool temperatures here. Spring has not sprung in our region, but the weather this week is really promising. I'm hoping for a lot of melting and possibly some blooming so that we can get over into the forest. I hope you are well. If you are still in lockdown, we are still in lockdown, slowly opening things up here, kindergartens, and some people are returning to schools. My son is still in remote learning, and we are basically still sheltering in place. But we are so fortunate. We've all been well and healthy, and we've been together here on the farm. And today was the perfect day to just drop everything after chores early this morning. It's still early morning here, to pop in and to say hello. And I have a story to tell you, just to be a little bit into the forest. This, as I say, is not actually the forest. This is more like my backyard. We have to cross over the creek onto the forest path. I have been sitting down here beside the creek most mornings with my flock. There's a sort of energy, and I can really feel that they're ready to get going and get moving into the forest. I've been bringing them here as a little transition until the snow melts enough and we can get over onto the path and start climbing the mountain. This is lambing season. My mentor farm already has 50 lambs. They have many more to come, and it's going smoothly. I really feel that this year I will be able to increase my flock by 4. I'm going to know for sure in a couple of weeks, and so I'll come back and tell my lambing story. Everything is going well there. It's been wonderful to be a part of it, to check in on the days when lambs are being born. Lambing for the mentor farm starts always on the 3rd day after Easter. They plan their farm wheel around that, and so lambing has begun. And I know that there are some bottle lambs that we will be taking over very soon. Looking forward to increasing my flock and training them to go into the forest and to acclimate the whole flock together. That takes a lot of work and a lot of time, and I'm hoping that will start in a few weeks. In the meantime, we've been getting the farm ready. We've done the big barn wash down. I've moved the 1-year-olds in with the 2-year-olds. I have freed up the nursery now for the new lambs. So it's a little process to acclimate the younger ones with the bigger ones. Even that we go into the forest all together, the sleeping and being together causes some challenges. There's a lot of competition. I just have to watch all that. But so far, so good. Everything's going smoothly. Next weekend, we're shearing, which is so exciting. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I finally received my first designed farm yarns back from the mill. The only problem is that their machinery for scanning up the hanks is broken, and I had to choose whether I wanted everything on spools or I'd have to wait until the machinery was fixed. I just couldn't wait any longer. It's been 2 years. I wanted to get that wool into my hands and decided that I was going to use my natural dyeing equipment to go ahead and skein those up through the summer. I'm going to do a vlog, a complete vlog about my farm yarn so that you can see it. I'm also swatching and showing and writing a bit about it on Instagram, so if you're curious, you can look there. I'm going to do just a special vlog about my first farm yarn. from my own flock that I've raised completely alone. I keep saying that it is going to be a beautiful day when they arrive. I got the text message that I could come the next day. It was such a celebration for the 4 of us, actually. Of course, I do rely on my whole family to help me from time to time with challenges and just support to do all of the work. We worked together to clean the barn and to shift the sheep, as I say. That was a wonderful day, and I'm going to just do a vlog about my farm yarn. I want you to see it. I want to talk about it up close. I want to talk about how I designed it and the result, which was really an amazing result. I am so satisfied with how it turned out. I do regret taking the spools and having to hand wind it. Hand winding 100 grams takes a lot of time, but I've decided that I'm just going to skein it up during the summer, and then I will launch it if anyone is interested in the autumn. I also want to tell about the quality and the work that goes into it, because this is not going to be a price point that is like a regular merino yarn. This is a heritage breed. This is a protected breed. It's a little bit more expensive than your average yarns. It is a farm yarn. As you know, many farm yarns are more expensive because of the work and the quality, but I'm going to talk a lot about that maybe in my next vlog. The last time we were together, I shared with you my first design from the Forest Path collection. I just want to thank everybody that has knit the Hap, that has shared their feedback with me. I know I said thank you before, but I truly mean it. It has been an absolute joy to see the finished objects, and there's finished objects in my Ravelry group. There's finished objects in other Ravelry groups of friends of mine that are also podcasters, and I just really appreciate them hosting the knit along and letting people experience one of my designs, the first design actually in this collection. So this is the first Hap. I showed it in my last vlog. When I say collection, I mean the idea and the sketches and the want to launch this collection has been going on for about a year. I was hoping to launch the whole collection in Stockholm. I had sample knitters and everything ready to go. Emma Grace and I should be in Stockholm right now as we speak, but of course that was canceled. So then I decided that I was going to launch the collection from spring to summer, one design each month, and then I would make the samples myself, tell the stories of the collection, and launch the designs. 1 month after I launched this one, exactly to the day, I've launched my new design, which is called Treasures from the Forest Path. And this is a forager's hat. This hat is representing collecting, foraging in the forest. And this is something that's almost like a joke within my family. Every time I come home from the forest, my basket is full of something that I found on the forest floor that I just want to put out. It's almost like an altar experience for me. I don't really know how else to describe it, but I'm always picking up beautiful limbs or moss or pine cones or alder cones or leaves, and I just like to put those around as decoration. This hat really speaks to me, taking my basket every time I walk with my sheep into the forest. My studio is full of these natural items that I have dried. I have them everywhere. I do have to rotate them from season to season because of dust and things like that, but right now I have some beautiful dried things from the garden that bloomed in the summer. I just keep all of those things from the forest and from the garden. I wanted to design a hat that would really represent that act of collecting. I never go into the forest unless I'm wrapped up in a shawl. I always take that with me because I'm going to be sitting there for long periods of time. My hats are large hats. You can wear the first one styled around your neck. but really they're meant to wrap you up just like a farm hat from the 1890s on up. They're meant to keep you warm as you make the journey and also as you do the chores on the farm. This hat is very large. It's larger than the first. It's designed in a different way than the first one, although it turns out to be exactly the same triangular shape. However, you begin in one end in the knitting and you knit across to the other end. There's a secret in this hat that I'm going to tell you, but first I'll tell you about this first part. The first part is really representing the journey of climbing the mountain. I've designed that in garter stitch. It's a very traditional kind of design. You start at this end and you just make the journey up the mountain. On this side, you find the forest path. This is the smooth edging that I've created to represent the path. And then this side is the forest floor. So there's a very smooth side to the hat. And then there's a very rough side where you do the increases. Once you have climbed the mountain, you begin to collect. So here's the secret of the hat. You begin to put things into your basket. There's a basket matrix that I've designed between each piece that you would pick up. In this case, I took a 100-year-old Shetland book. I have taken one of those old motifs and I've just enclosed it to look just like a pine cone. So this lace is a pine cone design. In the knitting, you knit one, you pick up one pine cone, you knit two, and you have two in your basket, and three, and so on, until your basket is full. And you bind off with this edging that makes a beautiful drapey flowing edging that mirrors the lace. The whole act of knitting the hat just allows you to increase the amount of items that you put into your basket. And when you're finished, you have this beautiful, huge farm hat that you can totally wrap yourself completely up in. I've used Roma finial garn. As a matter of fact, I use this Roma for the first hat, and then I chose the Norwegian pine cone color. Pine cones here in Norway in the forest, on the forest floor, can often be wet, and they really look this rusty orange color. I know that orange is not everybody's cup of tea. I love rusty orange. So I am knitting a sample in a light gray. I'm just climbing the mountain at the moment. This is wool from my mentor farm. This is the lightest shade of Grå Trondersau. I cast this on during the weekend in the forest. This will be a stunning hat. Just to visualize it in another color. For example, if you're not really into the strong rusty orange. So I'll be knitting along on that, and I'll be sharing that in maybe my next vlog, or also on Instagram. I want to encourage you to, if you're not really into the rusty orange that I've designed, I want to encourage you to get some local farm wool to try to knit the hat out of that farm yarn. As I say, this is the lightest shade of gray from my own flock of sheep, but this is my mentor farm. This is Maudit's wool. This was last year's wool for her, and it's just stunning. This is also a 2-ply, but it's much lighter than the Roma. I've done it on 5mm needles, but you see it's just gonna have a gorgeous drape to it. It's gonna be beautiful when it's blocked. I really love the drape of this hat, the way that it can be light yet warm. It's a comfort to knit because the lace is very memorizable after you've learned the first repeat. You kind of get the sequence of how you're going to pick up the pine cones with your basket, and you understand that. You really don't have to think about this design anymore. You just keep knitting, keep picking up whatever it may be. Of course, I've made it in pine cones, but it could be leaves that you're collecting, it could be acorns, it could be branches. Whatever it is, this is that act of collecting and filling your basket up as a forager in the forest. I have to put on my sunglasses now. The sun is getting quite strong. Working on my next sample design. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. It is another forest color. This beautiful brown. It has, in the sunlight, it has flecks of orange. It looks just like the forest floor. So my next design is coming from that color. I look forward to showing you that. I'm working on finishing up that for the end of May. It's perfect for May in Norway. Has a specific purpose, this next piece, for our life in Norway, for what I would use it for. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. I hope you are well, that you're keeping safe, that you're able to get outside sometimes and enjoy some fresh air. I do have to get back to the farm, open up my shop, and get the day going. You see, the sun it's going to be a beautiful day, and I'm looking forward to just being outside and enjoying it. So until next time, I hope you will take care. Thank you for your support for my work here on the farm. I hope I'm going to be able to come on and share some of my lambs with you soon, my new design, and other news from the farm. Take care until next time, friends.